All right, welcome back to the studio. My name is Rob Boyd. You're watching Cisco TV. We're coming to you, of course, live from Cisco Live here in Barcelona. We're on the final day, but it does not feel like anything has begun to slow down, and we are still right in the middle of the AppD conversation. App Dynamics is a big topic, and it continues to be one, certainly from last year. We were diving deep into there from the acquisition, and on to acquisitions that have already been implemented with, I believe it was Cognitive. I may not have that exactly right. Either way, we are providing new visibility into your code. Code level visibility that we haven't always had before, but could not be more important than to have right now. And so we're going to continue on with the demonstrations and go out to our remote team and take a look at what Igram has to offer. Igram, why don't you take us through our next bit here, would you?
Thank you, Rob. I'm here at World of Solutions at Cisco's showcase, and I'm at the Data Center App Dynamics booth. I'm here with Prakash Kaligotla, the Senior Engineer for App Dynamics. Prakash, hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
You're good? Sounds great. Well, thank you for being here. We've got a few questions to you, and we were also hoping to see a demo of App Dynamics. So I hear that we are actually integrating ACI and App Dynamics, because obviously ACI gives us that visibility and control on the networking side in the data center, while App Dynamics gives us the visibility and control for the application performance and application monitoring. So how do we tie in ACI and App Dynamics together?
Yeah, first of all, we are happy to announce the release of the integration between both the products. So with this release, we bring both the technologies together so that the information exchange happens between App Dynamics and the networking guys. So it'll help bridge both the worlds, the applications world and the infrastructure world, which were operating in silos much before, and that's not how we want to operate in the digital world. So some of the challenges basically it solves is with this information, the application operator, he can troubleshoot all the issues much faster because he understands the underlying semantics of the infrastructure. And it also helps the network operator because he now has visibility into what kind of applications are running on top of his infrastructure. And he also has the health information of each of these applications. So whenever he's doing any policy changes, he can himself determine what kind of impact it has on the applications and do course corrections accordingly.
Sounds great. So what would you say is really that, I think we could reiterate the value for the application administrators and for the network administrators, right, of this integration?
Yeah. So to summarize it, for the application administrator, it will really help reduce the time it takes to troubleshoot or isolate network issues which are impacting the application. And for the network operator, it is all about enhanced visibility and monitoring of the applications. So he has visibility into what applications are running on his infrastructure and also the health of that applications running on his infrastructure. So he can make any policy changes or any decisions on the infrastructure with the understanding of how it's going to impact the business and how it's going to impact the health of the business running on his infrastructure.
I love that. I love that you tie it in with the impact on the business, because essentially that's what we are talking about here. So do you mind giving us a quick demo of App Dynamics integration with ACI?
Let's go to the demo pod. So here I have a sample application. It's an e-commerce bookstore application, and App Dynamics automatically lays out all the dependencies of that bookstore application. And for the application operator, if there are any issues which are happening, for example, the inventory tier, that started to go red, which means that there is something wrong happening on the inventory tier. Now you can go over to the network dashboard to figure out whether network is impacting the application. You can see that the network tier over here has also gone red, which means that there is something happening on the networking side which is actually impacting the application. So with this integration, what you can do is you can click on this. You can go to one of these connections and you can directly drill into the ACI world looking at the hop-to-hop connectivity between those applications, and you can narrow down where exactly that network impact is is impacting the application world. So as you can see here, we have narrowed down, we have zoomed in into ACI, and this is kind of laying out how these two endpoints, which were having issues in the application world, how they are connected through the network and what's happening in the network. You can walk through each of these sessions and you can see if there are any network drops along the path which are impacting the application. You can basically go to the contracts and see if there are any policies which are actually impacting the application and so on. So this is how basically it really helps the application developer or administrator to troubleshoot the issues much faster without involving everybody into the war room situation. Imagine a war room situation where you don't know what the issue is, you're bringing the network guy, you're bringing the DB guy, you're bringing the app guy, and it is taking a whole lot of time. But with this, before involving the right set of folks, you can drill down and narrow down exactly what is happening.
Well, that sounds great. I think this is just spot on with the challenges our customers are facing. So would you say that if a network administrator is looking at the ACI interface, would they then also be able to get, kind of an integration back to AppDynamics if there was an application that's potentially taking a lot of bandwidth or, generating a lot of traffic, or there is a threat or something? Could you go back to from ACI to AppD?
Oh yeah, great question. So this is a view which was built inside ACI. So the network operator, he can come into his familiar tool, he can go into this section, and we have built a new app called AppIQ. Inside this AppIQ, you can see that there are applications which are getting monitored. These are the applications which are running on the ACI infrastructure, and they're monitored by AppDynamics for their health. As you can see, basically we are bringing in what applications are running and what is the health of each of these applications. Not only that, you can actually drill down into this application and it will basically lay out in a dependency graph between all the ACI constructs with the health of the application around each of these ACI constructs. And if you hover over, basically this also tells you how these endpoints, how these applications are really connected to each of the networking gear. For example, in this particular case, you can see that the order service, it is actually connected to this leaf switch and this interface. So that is telling me that if I make any policy changes either on that endpoint or on that switch, or even make any code changes, code upgrade, I know that I'm going to impact the order services. So now he can compare the health of the order service before he makes the change and after he makes the change and ensures that it stays green.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being with us and explaining this. I think this is just amazing for our customers. Back to Rob now.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Are you not entertained? AppDynamics has so much information, it is hard to get it all in, even when we take our longer bits of show to try and do it. So a lot of information to take in there. We are going to wrap up that portion of today's show in terms of AppD, but don't go away, because we'll be right back with more information around service provider. So we'll see you back in 2.
If you were to look at the market, the way the technologies are evolving and advancing with the likes of AI and IoT, the demand for performance here and now is more important than it's ever been.
We live or die both by the front end and the back end interactions with our customers. We have over 500 million customers worldwide, and in the UK, 17.9 million of them. They visit our website on average 1 million times a day, and so they are very key to our success.
The customers expect everything to be available 100% of the time, and they expect everything to happen as soon as they click the button.
Customer experience is your business experience now. That's how they gauge us as an organisation. Within seconds, you've gone from having a little problem by one customer and it's escalated halfway around the world. It's very quick to get a bad reputation in this day and age.
We need to be leading edge. We're working through a massive program of work again to be able to identify from our key channels the actual customer journeys that are involved within each of the channels, and then to be able to understand what is the architect, what are the applications, the server, a database, how is it all come together.
I've been working in telecoms for the last 13, 14 years. And I just love the telecoms market because of the energy, the pace, the speed, the innovation, the technology. We are becoming a digital telco. It means that all the processes need to be digital. Everything needs to be automated. Things need to happen in real time. We need to be able to react faster. Time to market becomes absolutely crucial.
tools to be able to see the issue, to be able to fix the issue, and to also preempt and prevent is one of our key goals. We've seen a drastic change in our culture and collaboration with our business stakeholders, whereas before it was a pointing the finger straight away. It's more of a bit of a collaborative approach because we've got the same transparent views.
Before we had AppDynamics, we had, certainly within the digital space, probably 5 different monitoring tools that we were using to do different aspects of the monitoring.
We are now able to actually use AppDynamics to give us a full end-to-end view in just one single pane of glass.